Welcome to the night where we light up the spark. We're trading crypto, finance, you'll be mad on the charts. Hosted by the one, Lunar Beaches top shark. Dive deep into the numbers cause this ain't no lark. We're crunching all the data, making money moves fast. From Wall Street to the blockchain, making predictions last. Community together in this financial blast. Markets after dark, I shatter ceilings made of glass. Mad on the charts with Lunar's bright lights. Crypto markets soaring through the night. Follow the trends, see future in sight. It's markets after dark, live financial flight. From Bitcoin to Ethereum, we're mapping the road. Stock tips and insights, secrets ready to unload. Trading strategies, sharp on knowledge be showed. Let Lunar Beaches guide you to the mother lode. Economic loops and the way the dollar flows.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. What's going on? Welcome to Markets After Dark, where we go mad on the charts. Excuse me, Sunday through Thursday, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go Cougars. Sorry, Ada Ace. Go Cougars. Yeah, I know it's a Florida hoodie, but I mean a football hoodie, but you know. Oh, the Gators are up by 1. But anyways, I'm closely watching the score. But you know, some things are more important than sports ball. Okay. Stream looking, sounding great. It should. So I think I figured out the core issue. I think because I'm looking more red than normal. I mean, we can change that. What about now? What about now? How's that look? Is that better? What about this? Wait. That's not. Nope. Wait. Nope, that's not it. What about this one? Dang it. Orange again. Oh no. Okay, I don't think that's gonna work. I mean, it kind of fits the Madhouse theme, but you know. How about no saturation? Now I need to change my contrast. Or, you know, it could be the fact that I work outside and I'm starting to get a little bit of sun. Orange man bad? Yeah. That's funny. Gotta get rid of the redness. There we go. That's a little better. Oompa Loompa looking. Alright, guys. 26 seconds left. 64, 63 Gators. Ooh. Oh, it's a close one. Alright, how you guys doing? Thank you for being here. As always, I'm not... Oh, I did get a warning. Cool. So, it was streaming to 2 different platforms, or 2 different channels. It was streaming to my channel and the Piper Academy channel. I couldn't figure out how to stop that, so I ended up just streaming to both and setting the ones that were being sent to my channel to private to not mess it up. So I'm wondering if having those both running at the same time didn't help the situation. Didn't help, especially when it comes to GPU. But now it looks like my connection is only good and not excellent. So maybe there's too many devices on right now. Who knows? Who knows? All I know is that I need to get my Ethernet cable from the modem straight into my office. I'm going to get that done this year at some point. But anyways, how you guys doing? You survived? You survived the dump? The, what has dumped? You have survived what has dumped. The question is, do we have more? Do we get a dead cat bounce, or is the bottom in? Well, we'll have to look at the charts and just kind of see what we're seeing. But before we do that, we have to bring up the Madhouse. 65-63 Gators. What's going on, Madhouse? How are you all doing this evening? What's going on, Alexandra G? Good evening, Mod Queen. Hope you're doing well. Crypto Man Good, good evening to you. Ada Ace, good evening, brother. Sorry about the Cougars. I mean, there's still 19 seconds left. Anything can happen. Andrew Ruiz, what's going on? Andrew Buck, what's going on? Buck, you are looking more red than normal. Oh, yeah, that was him that said that. You don't quite have the ADA cheeks or anything. Yeah, Ada Ace got some red cheeks. Who else? We got John Newton. As soon as Jim Cramer called for Black Monday, I figured we'd be okay, right? But then he comes out, what was it, late last night or early this morning, and says, now's not a time to panic. And it's like, oh, man. Another 10 minutes left. What are you talking about? I sent $200 more in and minted 5 more HODL passes. There we go. Melissa, one love. What's going on? Hope you are doing well. OG. Lawrence, good evening. Good evening. We've got the dumpage. The question is it over? Is the dumping over? Or do we have more to go? Is Bitcoin dump over and altcoins have more dump to go? This eye looks like I probably got hit. My son probably hit me with something. It just tends to be how it goes. Sorry, I keep looking at the score. Oh, King Bear says no. No what? No to what? Well, King Bear, so I guess no to the bottom being in. More pain. Hey, you gotta have more pain before you can have more gains. Am I right? All right, so let's go ahead, get into the charts. It is TA Tuesday on a Monday night. Why is that? Because it is Tuesday in the trading world, UTC time. It is Tuesday across the pond. We are already in a new trading day, new trading session. I can just go ahead and bring up the sessions here. Go down to the 1 hour and we can see, look at that. We are inside the Asia session. Asia looking good. Guys, are we V-bottoming? Or are we going to do something like this? LBC is a masochist? No. Wow, what an ending. Oh, it's over. Florida won. Go Gators. Chomp, chomp. All right. I really wish it was Memphis, but you know what? If it's going to be any other team, it should be my partial team, the team that I am partial to, and that is the Florida Gators. So, all right. So, obviously, putting in on lower time frames, when putting in some higher highs and higher lows, I really generally don't like stuff like this, where we get stuck in a range. We've got the New York range here, New York session range. And I've got a feeling these are kind of equal lows down here. So that'll definitely be a spot to watch. Got another low over here. So that just tells me that we might be coming back down to come back to the lows. The question then is, how high would we go before we rolled over and came back to take those lows? And would those lows hold, or would we roll over? Oh, monthly MVP oscillator signal cloud about to cross. That has led to multi 10% downside potentially, and not even getting shadow green candles on it yet. Nope, I went over the MVP oscillator last night, and no green candles on the monthly, although there was one green candle on the weekly. The question is, does the weekly work as a bottom indicator while you're in the middle of a run? I forgot what I was looking for. Prime oscillator. There we go. Prime oscillator. Prime oscillator. Prime oscillator. I don't know where it is. I don't know why it's not already on my chart. But anyways. Like number 3. We got to pump those likes up. We've got 17 viewers. You're like number 3. All right, so 15 minute. I'm going to have to go to a different chart because this one's just not going to have the volume. All right. Heck, maybe not even Binance. Probably should do, or Bybit should probably do Coinbase. Since that's who is they are a custodian of BlackRock and other banks, Bitcoins and all of that. I'm getting text about the Gators. All right, so yeah, we were looking at this last night. This is on the daily. Let's go to the weekly. Oh, well, okay. All right. So on the weekly multiple, let's go to the index because I know Piper will want to look at the index. All right, so on the weekly chart, we've got multiple green candles coming in on the MVP oscillator as money flows bottoming out. The prime or the trend fusion oscillator is bottoming out as well. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles in here, but you see we did get a roll up during that time, and we came down. More green candles came in down here, and we pushed up, and then we had FTX collapse. This was probably going to be the bottom if it wasn't for the FTX collapse. And then we had to spend all this time down here and then pop right back out, and off and away we go. So on the weekly chart, we've got same stuff going on over here. Now notice this ribbon on this one too. This one came all the way down to the bottom, whereas this one is still above about the midway point between the top side and the bottom side of the oscillator. So, and this volume also isn't near as high as the volume over here. So we go to the monthly chart and we can see, all right, all of this time was a bottom. All of that time was the bottom. On the monthly chart, this is why Piper points this out, because it just consolidates all that time and all that volume at those lows. So if you just check out all of these cycles, that MVP oscillator, shout out to Chart Prime, 45% off first month, link in the description down below. That MVP oscillator on the monthly kills it on these bottoms. it basically says this is when you DCA. We also have, let's see, reversal signal came in at this high here, and then it pushed it up higher. Then you got a bearish divergence on that, on the ribbon on the MVP oscillator, and then you had 6-7 months of downwards price action, and we're on the weekly now, but the green candles started to come in, and these are just high volume candles. So these kind of help you see where the institutional buyers are stepping into the market, or institutional players are stepping into the market. So, and you want to see them stepping in at times when, like, let's say we go from the low, from the 2018 low to the 2021 high. Where do they start stepping in? Right around the 786. So once they start stepping in around the 786, you start to DCA, and then off and away you go. You reach the top side, the purple band. Maybe you get out. Maybe that's a good time to get out. Top side, purple band, time to get out. Top side, purple band, time to get out. Time to get in, time to get out. And with over here. Now let's go ahead and pull another Fibonacci low to, whoops, that's not a fib. Might be low to high. Where does the volume start to kick in? Right here, right below the 786. And this is why Piper loves this thing. So if you just have that confluence between these, where you're hitting major fib levels at the same time that you are getting the high tick in volume, probably, potentially, a good time to start buying. Just saying. A lot of potential downside coming. Measure those signal clouds where it turns purple. I can't do that while I don't know. Signal clouds where it turns purple. I don't know what measure. Oh, from here. Okay, so we turn purple at that close there. So we start from this open. Whoops. So we start from this open here. And you measure down to 58% drop. Cloud barely turns purple here on this candle here. From the open to the lowest point, 48% drop. It did come back, it did come up a little bit, but then 48% drop. Cloud turns purple here. If we go from the open on that month all the way down, that's a 66% drop. So some pretty significant drops when that ribbon turns purple. And I think the point that he's getting at is that this ribbon is squeezing pretty tight in here. And if it does a flip on the purple, flips to purple, that could be way more downside coming down the pike. So it's definitely potentially the case. Let's pull a fixed range volume profile of the entire bull market. We do have a value area high sitting at about $63,320. And if we pull a fib from the very bottom to the top. That also sits at about the 0.5, 50% retracement of the entire bull run. We also, if I pull from here, from this low to this high, also sits at the 786. That's $62,086. So 62 to 63 seems like a good numbers to me. And if we pull from this low to this high, we come to the 67 potentially. We can throw up an SMA. That's our 52-week SMA. 408-week SMA. I need some standard SMAs. Let's do 300 daily. I always change the time frame on here just to lock it in, so no matter what time frame I'm on the chart, the SMA stays the same. So yeah, your 300 days, of course, going to be right around the same. What about your 400 day? All right, so that's pretty close to the same. What about your 800 day? Right in the middle. There we go. Cross. Now, I heard about something about some kind of death cross happened. I want to look at that real quick. Let's change this to a 50. Is it 50 week and 200 week, or 50 day and 200 day? On the daily. Change this one to the daily. I should know this, but I don't really mess with moving averages. I don't really play with them. Looks like it's weeks though. Weeks. 50 day and 200 day. Oh, okay. Thank you. Probably because I'm on a monthly chart. There we go. That looks better. That looks better. All right. So the last time that we had a quote unquote death cross, it marked a bottom. All right. Last time before that we had a quote unquote death cross, it marked a bottom. All right. Last time we had a death cross before that, did not mark a bottom. Already bear market. Right here, death cross, marked a bottom. Okay. That's like 3 out of 4 or 4 out of 5. Death cross, wouldn't say it marked a bottom on that one. In fact, that one actually led to a big dump. Which way does it go? Is it when the 50 crosses the 200 upward? I guess so. No, that's the 200 crossing the 50. So it's when the 50 crosses below the 200. Because that makes sense. So yeah, 50 crosses below the 200 right here. Bottom was already in. 50 crosses below the 200 right here. Bottom comes in. I mean, yeah, I don't know about this whole death cross thing. Seems like a wait. Oh, is this on? Oh, that's my 408 week. Okay. Okay. All right. So SMAs, they They're okay, I guess. I guess if you use them, they're okay. I don't put much on it. Yeah, I don't either. Now, so what do we need from Bitcoin? All right, so let's go ahead and draw a trend line here. I want to bring in as many highs, touch points as possible. So to me, this is the trend that needs to break, and this is the high that needs to hold. So we need to break this trend, okay? And we need to come up and we need to hold and get a close above this high. If we could do that and we can start to put in some kind of bottom in here, that would be great. We want to look for some kind of bottoming structure in here, which could be what we get, which means more prolonged sideways movement. And there's no reason why we can't go lower. In fact, I expect it. I feel like this is a dead cat bounce. It's going to lead to another dead cat bounce. And then maybe the bottom would be in temporarily. Let's say we get one more flush, which we typically do. We come down, we grab the liquidity below wave 2 of this 5-wave impulse. And then it gives us one last hurrah to the upside, or we come down and we got to start putting in some kind of bottom. So I think it's either quick or it's choppy and sloppy. Choppy and sloppy. As, you know, tariff war and all this stuff goes on, and then who knows, maybe not until 2026 do we see a new all-time high. Piper Academy, where bears are made. When you're supposed to be a bear, yes. When you're supposed to be a bear. Right now, we're supposed to be bears, okay? Right now, we are out from hibernation, okay? Winter is over. Things are warming up outside. The bears are coming out of hibernation, all right? So, last night I went over this. We broke our secondary trend. How did we defend it today? Did we get back above it? Oh no, look at that. It acted as resistance today. Now, typically, a lot of people would say, okay, this is where you go short from. 4.5% stop loss there. You take 1 to 2% of your trading capital. You split that up into, you can ladder into the trade. You split that up into multiple different entries to lower your entry, or to raise your entry, because we're going short. To raise your entry, I could definitely see us coming up in here. We got these lows in here at 81,242. And that's where I would be looking, because that could be our resistance. Maybe try to get in, kind of front run it a little bit. And if this is going to play out, the primary trend is down below us, another 22% from where we currently are, or from the entry, where the entry would be rather. And from the top, that would be a 42% drop. All right, now zoom out. Let's see if we can build some confluence on that. All right, so we'll take a fib. We're going to go macro fib here. So we're going to go from this low to this high. 786. 786 is right down there at the primary trend. $62,000. If we were to do a straight line down, well, if we were to get to the 786, $62,000, definitely plausible. My low I think we might come in at 64,600 or so. Because if we break this low here, because if I go to the lower time frames, this is where this impulsive move started to the upside. Okay? That's where it started. That was the push. That was the push that broke the trend. We go into a wave 2 correction after breaking the trend, and then wave 3 is your expansion. Okay? So, start from here, and then we go down to that 886. That gives us a little more room on our time. And the way that this has been dropping, let's just go ahead and let's just pull a bars pattern from something that's already happened prior, just so we can gauge how fast these things can go. And there we go. If I move this all the way over, if this thing just was to chop around for a little while longer or something like that, I mean, we could get down there straight to that 886 easily. $64,643. I had someone on X tell me I didn't say to sell in Q1 back in September. I found a post from 17 November saying I've been saying to sell Q1 for months and replied with the link. He never commented back. There you go, Piper. You made a shot purchase. Wait, I bet the PA alumni will have the best bottom buy-in average in the space. Facts. Sign up today. Join the Discord. Link is pinned in the chat. Thank you, Alexander G, for always doing that for me. OG. Representing the LBC. So yeah, 64,000 guys. That's pretty practical. Another reason why that's practical and likely is if I pull a fixed range volume profile of this entire range, we can see we got a lot of volume that comes in just below that. A little different on the index chart. Taken from where the move started. Do get a little spike there. Let's take in a little bit more. Maybe, there we go. Yep, that's the stuff I was looking for. That double nip. We got that double nip up in here. So we've got the point of control sitting right there at about $67,500, give or take. And then we have that next grandma nip down here at $63,455. So I'd say anywhere within that range, and I believe that's why Piper has this as a range as well, because we have two high volume wave crest sitting in that area. I pointed this out last night, heard Piper say the exact same numbers on his show today, and I was like, all right. I think we're good. That's what we're both seeing, the kind of the same thing, so that's good. We need 14 more members, and we can add a new emoji. What should we add next? I don't know. What would that put us at? 7,300? 70? Where would we be? 75? 73? We can get there. Yep, we in lockstep, bro. So yeah, right there, and that's also platinum pocket. So yeah, I would say, and the thing is though, guys, even if Bitcoin does get down here, okay, more likely than not, and let's say it does start bouncing, okay, and start kind of looking like this. If it's looking like this and it's not giving us a clear, like if we, there's two ways that I would want to see us get out of here. Is basically what I'm getting at. Okay, so let's say we come down here. I want to see a drastic push up. That's what I would like to see, because that's the most clean and concise. Or I want to see a bounce and some kind of, you know, like Wyckoff pattern or something put in here, and we just go sideways for a little while, and then we like break out, that would be much healthier. But something like this, where it's just bouncy and moving up, that is almost always going to be a bear flag that pulls you down lower. That is it. That is the true dead cat bounce. It'd be an ABC correction as well. So that's what I don't want to see. I don't want to see these fake moves up to the upside. Then you come down, you break a low, gives you one last chance to get out, and then it rolls over. And then we go down to Goblin Town, all the way down to 35 to 38. This is going to probably be a pretty good demand zone down here, but we'll see. Whoa, sound on cell phone, headphones, and on Xbox TV sounds like he's in a concert hall. Oh, is that right? Wicked. Wicked lad. All right. I think I've beat Bitcoin to death. What's next? Anything you guys want me to look at, let me know in the chat. I'll take a look-see. Let's go ahead and take a gander at XRP, the most bullish altcoin in the market. The most bullish looking altcoin in the market on a weekly chart. Mostly because it's pumped up and it's held its highs for quite some time. Although I see forecast a probable at least down to like $1.50, if not more, for XRP. So that's what I'd like to see. Bingo bango, what's going on, T.I. Joe? So XRP, I think, let's just pull this across. Yeah, you've got a point of control down here. Let's do this move. There we go. Not because I didn't like the data, but because this is where the volume kicked in. So clearly. But we do have the value area low sitting here right at $1.43 for XRP. So that is a good spot, I think. Might be a good spot to consider to DCA into XRP. Just above that, and we actually nailed the 618 and got a big push off of that. But look at the volume. Look at the volume. I've took in this candle. Not a lot of volume on that push up there. So might need to come down to grab more liquidity even lower. From the bottom to the very top, that would come in right at the golden pocket. So would definitely consider that as a potential buy zone between $1.43 and $1.53 for XRP. If it loses that level, 786 is what I'd be looking at $1.03. It could have a stop gap in there. Could have a little stop in there. Something to hold it up at $1.14. Okay, because we got this high volume crest in here, and yeah, if it got down there, that might hold it up. But I would hope that it would hold up here at the golden pocket. The golden pocket. Shout out to Crypto Princess and her first ever live stream earlier today with the Army Piper. What an amazing live stream. Great to see. Love seeing the emotion. Love seeing, because it's crazy, man. It's I did not know, like, I didn't realize, I've been sub to her for months now, but I didn't realize she had 20,000 freaking subs. Like, what? And it's her first time going live? It's crazy. But I hear not a lot of people just like to do videos, but, and going live is a big thing, so shout out to the Crypto Princess. That was, yeah. proud of her for taking that on. Yes, I went to bed about 3 minutes before the market went down. I missed a buy-in toward the bottom for XRP. Oh well, good news is I think I don't know. You might have another chance. We'll see. We'll see. Trump wants to slap another 50% on top of China's tariffs tomorrow or on April 9th. But China can decide if they want to remove their 34% retaliatory tariff, so which they're probably not going to do. They're probably not going. They're probably going to hold strong. Probably not going to break. I call it the rocket pocket trade. What? He has mad episodes and is killing the algo. Gotcha. If you were as cute as her, your number would be better too. Yeah. OC has second locked up. Oh, was that right? Is that right? All right then. I see how it is. You know what, Buck? Just get out of here. Just kidding. All right, so Swee. Nobody's saying anything, so I'm just going to go through stuff. Swee. Go ahead and pull fixed range volume profile of this whole range. Came down to this point of control and got a nice bounce off of that. That's good. It needs to hold. And just hang out in here for a little while and build a base before pushing back to the upside. Because if it loses that point of control, we do have another volume level down here at $1.56, and below that, all the way down here at $1.03. I did not take in this whole range. All right, point of control down here at 85 cents, essentially. Getting a bounce off the value area high. But if it loses that value area high, so we do want to start seeing some stabilization for, it's looking like for a lot of these altcoins. Otherwise, it's a long way down. Now we could see the dead cat bounce and then roll over. Oh, that's what I was going to talk about with Bitcoin is that, go back over to Bitcoin real quick. Even if we do come down to that level, we were talking about 64-ish K, and we do get a big bounce, that doesn't mean we don't just come up to the highs, come up to Fibonacci retracements, 786, and then roll over. Okay? We do something like that, no good. So, we've got to stay paying attention to the economic data. We got to stay watching Piper on the morning market report. We got to stay tuned in to what's going on with everything that we need to be paying attention to. So, yeah, it's got to hold this volume level over here. Otherwise, it's a long way down. Long way down. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, it's got pretty big volume there at $1.55. So hope that holds. Anything else? ETH. Want to chart Fartcoin? Absolutely not. ETH coming down and taking out 2023 lows in here. Okay, so it wasn't the absolute low in 2023, but lows not seen since 2023. That's kind of crazy. This is the Blowfin chart. Let me do Coinbase. See what we're looking like over here on spot. Came right down to my box. What is my box? Probably an order block of some kind. Yeah, weekly order block came down to the box. All right, so now we just got to see it hold. Everything's just got to hold, okay, guys? It's just got to hold. Even if Bitcoin goes down lower, which is more likely than not. Yeah. Ooh. What are our indices futures doing? What's our S&P doing? Have we filled the gap? Filled the weekend gap pretty quickly today. Kind of chilling, maybe trying to roll over here. Don't really care for this bottom, though we did come into the macro golden pocket. I believe this is a fair value gap or maybe just an order block. Yep. So I just drew out this whole zone, it looks like. So there we go. That's going to be a demand zone. Sitting right there. Look where it is. Look at this. Platinum pocket. What do we have inside the platinum pocket? We have a fair value gap. I'll be watching that level. Especially right there. It's 7864559. We'll see. We got a nice big wick here on the weekly candle, but that can flip on a dime. All this thing has to do is barely come up tomorrow and roll on over, okay? So if it does that, when it does that, no. If it does that, then I will, and we start to see like some kind of bounce in here on the S&P and across the board, you know, on the NASDAQ coming down into, you know, these are demand levels in here. This whole zone down here, that's going to be demand. If we get a bounce out, good. That doesn't mean we can't come back down and chop about for quite some time before we really start pushing back out. It's just, yeah, it's just such a brutal time in the markets. Look at that, right down to the 786. Yeah, we could go stagnant for a little while, guys. I mean, that's also another reality that we're facing, especially considering all the uncertainty in the market with the trade war and all of that stuff. So I don't know. I do not know. We still have a gap over here on our Dow futures that has not been filled. Let's go ahead and take a horizontal ray, put it right there. Put it right there. Come on. Nope. Interesting. Let's go ahead and take a fib, low to high. Of course. Thank you. Which was also a golden pocket. Interesting. Now, if I put this on the 0.66, because that's what Piper does, then it lands right on that 0.66. Imagine that. Let's come over here. Let's go to this bottom. Also, 50% retracement of this whole move to the upside. So, now this does look like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to me. Remember, we are on the Dow Jones. So, you got your 1. You got your wave 2, that's a correction. And then you've got either a wave 3, then a correction, and then a wave 4. Or you've got a wave 3 with a correction, wave 4, and then a wave 5. Which we do have the equal highs, guys. We do have the equal highs. First, we had to come down for the relatively equal lows. We put in the range high, come down, you sweep the range lows, you maybe get a little choppy in here, or just push it straight up. I mean, I don't know. You'd have to have some kind of major catalyst potentially for that to happen. Now, as long as this doesn't come down to the territory of wave 1, to be this high right here at about 35,121 points. As long as it doesn't touch that level, then this is potentially wave 4 before a wave 5 push. However, if it does come down and touch that level, and it does come down into the box and into the golden pocket, then that would then say, okay, much more likely that this was 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, and we are crashing, retrace, crashing. And that's the way that the cookie crumbles. Why are you still buying exchange tokens, Melissa? Especially exchanges that almost nobody uses. I don't know if people, I guess people use crypto.com. I don't know. So yeah, essentially, we got it. We got a hold. We got a hold here. I mean, we can come back down and have one more little push down, fill this gap completely, and then come out of here. But outside of that, we drop much further, and we're basically all right. Bear market's here. Look for the retrace and hedge your bets and go short. But we do have the equal highs. That's the only thing that gets me, is that we do have the equal highs. But we could still come down. Well, and that's the thing though, like in Elliott wave theory, I mean, this is basically a wave in itself. So you got this one big wave, and then you would get a correction, and then you could push higher. So I mean, it's the natural flow of things. Fees are higher than ETH. Seriously? ETH's pretty high. Not an exchange token. It's a blockchain. A sucky one. Crow? I thought it was the crypto.com exchange token. Is that not what Crow is? Kronos. Isn't this like kind of like Binance Smart Chain? Isn't that what this is? I don't know. I never got into Kronos, so that's what I thought. Equal lows. I don't know what change of structure. Is that what COS is supposed to be? It is crypto.com token. Yeah, that's what I thought. Where should you buy tokens? I don't know. There's plenty of places. You can buy them on Coinbase. You can buy them on Blowfin. I mean, yeah. Gordon Sorensen, good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. Yes, change of structure. Okay. Excellent. You have to read on it. It's a lot. Sucks no matter what. Well, yeah. Yeah. All right, so the total crypto market continues to bleed out for now. Yes, we're getting a little short-term bounce, potentially short-term bounce. As we could see, we would have thought that this long wick would lead to a full-on recovery. However, it didn't. Instead, it led to another dumpski. We've got another long wick. The question is this one going to hold? We'll see. I wouldn't bet the farm on it. Is what I'll say. There's still too much uncertainty in the market. The Fed is still going to keep their interest rates high. They might even hike rates. Who knows? Probably not. But the odds of a rate hike or a rate cut, Fed Watch tool, I believe, has increased. We also have had an increase. I think JP Morgan, someone, well, all the major banks have already put things out saying how they expect a recession this year. Larry Fink today says he thinks we are already in a recession. So for the May 7 Fed decision, we have increased to 65.3% on a pause, 34.7% on a 25-point cut, 425 to 400. We are sitting at 4.5, right? Believe so. And so the odds have increased. Yeah, currently 65 1 week. 1 week as of 1 week, March 31st, we got an 86%. As of April 1st, 67.7%. Currently sitting at 65.3% for staying current. So we can see a steady drop in the probabilities as the probability of keeping rates paused, and we see a steady increase in raising rates. So not raising rates, but cutting rates. God, I keep saying it, cutting rates. Now, for a very long time, I thought that cutting rates would probably be a last hurrah indicator, signal. Unfortunately, I was hoping it would be a different type of last hurrah situation, because now it looks like it might be this kind of last hurrah where we just retrace and then we roll over, something like that. Like, say we start to put in a bottom in here. Oh, way past May 7th. Put a bottom in here. Okay. Start getting going a little bit. Then May 7th comes in. Rate cut. And then immediately straight up. Okay. Well, yeah, I guess the total crypto market could move like that. Come up to these highs, take out these highs, and then pull a fib on it from high to low. And we do have a golden pocket up here, and that's 786. If it's able to push through the 786 and really the 886, then it is much more likely that it will be continuing to the upside. But if it cannot make it through the retracement levels on this retracement, potential retracement, if it cannot make it through and it gets smacked down, not a good sign. Not a good sign at all. But so right now it's still risk off. Maybe DCA just a little bit if you can afford it, if you want to. Never put in more money than you can afford to lose, regardless. So that's the way that the cookie crumbles. Never put in more money than you can afford to lose. Okay? If you look at your crypto account and you're like, if I lose this, I can't pay my bills, I can't do this, I can't do that, it's not good. This needs to be extra money, in my opinion, not financial advice. But yeah. TA Tuesday is done. It is wrapped up. Thank you all for joining me. Hopefully the stream was much better this evening. It seemed like everything was actually working a lot smoother, since I wasn't running two different streams at once. So, but yeah. I do appreciate each and every single last one of you for being here. Don't forget to come here tomorrow morning, bright and early, for the morning Good Morning Crypto with BC Port Corp. I believe that's 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then we'll have the morning market report at 10 with Army Piper and the OC guy. Later in the evening, we have OC guy doing the trade, doing his own trading show, teaching you how to trade and use Chart Prime. So make sure you check that out if you use Chart Prime or are interested in Chart Prime. He's the guy to go to and watch, 1,000,000%. So, yeah, check that out. And then we'll be right back here for Wildcard Wednesday. And that'll be following Billy Goat Tales over there on X. Make sure you go over there. They'll have a spaces tomorrow night at 8 p.m. And that's my time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They usually go 9 to 11. And yeah, just go make sure you go to the x.com, type in Billy Goat Tales, Tales, and join the conversation. Hopefully I'll be able to catch that one. We'll see. I do have a call that I got to take tomorrow night, but we'll see. So I do greatly appreciate you again. Thank you all. Thank you all for being here. Absolutely adore you all, and you're all amazing. So until tomorrow, I hope you all have an amazing, beautiful, wonderful, radical sleep. Go Gators. Holla. Peace out. Mad love. Good night. Bye.
Welcome to the night where we light up the spark. We're trading crypto, finance, you'll be mad on the charts. Hosted by the one, Lunar Beaches top shark. Dive deep into the numbers cause this ain't no lark. We're crunching all the data, making money moves fast. From Wall Street to the blockchain, making predictions last. Community together in this financial blast. Markets after dollar shatter ceilings made of glass. Mad on the charts with Lunar's bright lights. Crypto markets soaring through the night. Follow the trends, see future in sight. It's markets after dark, live financial flight. From Bitcoin to Ethereum, we're mapping the road. Stock tips and insights, secrets ready to unload. Trading strategies, sharp on knowledge be showed. Let Lunar Beaches guide you to the mother lode. Economic loops and the way the dollar flows. Community vibes where everybody grows. Analyzing trends while the world lays low. Markets after dark where only brilliant shows. Hit that subscribe and join the ride. In the world of finance where fortunes collide. Lunar's path will be your guide. Through the market storm or the market tide. The charts with Lunar's bright light. Crypto markets soaring through the night. From Bitcoin markets soaring fast. Markets after dollar shatter ceilings made of glass. Mad on the charts with Lunar's bright light. Crypto markets soaring through the night. Follow the trends, see the future in sight. It's markets after dark, the financial flight. From Bitcoin to Ethereum, we're mapping the road. Stock tips and insights, secrets ready to unload. Trading strategies, sharp on knowledge be showed. Let Lunar Beaches guide you to the mother.